where I
me
learned
about
how to
her
drive a
before.
tractor. Right
At
there.
Francis Smith's house.
I remember you telling me about her before.
Right here is where I took my first airplane ride.
Is that a real
Right here?
floor? Did you see that?
This was a grass strip.
Right here.
See those tails?
They
Oh,
moved it
tails.
over yonder, but it was right along the edge there.
Right here.
No, right here. Back there. I'll show you.
By the Smith's house.
Yeah. Grass strip, Piper Cub. My first airplane.
And whose airplane
12
was it?
years old. Murray. What was his last name? I forget.
Murray.
But he's the guy that owned the Exxon Esso station that I worked at. He lived over in Hobgood, actually. But he owned the Esso station, and he was an ex-Navy pilot. Yeah, he owned a Piper Cub, yellow Piper Cub that he kept back
Tail
there.
Hollow.
And that was his strip. He'd fly. Got my ride for my 12th birthday.
Huh, that was nice. He was a World War II pilot, I assume.
Right.
Landed on carriers in World War II. Was he Pacific or Atlantic?
I don't know any details about it.
I would guess Pacific.
Murray Whitehurst.
Scott says
Who's Murray
Murray's there.
Murray Whitehurst? That's his name. Okay.
That was his name.
Be interested to look him up in the National Archives. You know, I'm sure we could find out a lot about him.
Prison down
To the left.
there.
Back then too, or just now?
Yep, back then too, and now also.
Federal,
Caledonia.
federal pen or
We're heading
town or county state pen?
Caledonia. Close to this,
We got the car.
Roanoke River.
Roanoke River. Barbara said your dad spent a lot of time on it fishing.
Yep.
There's
I used to
a
ride bicycles.
watering thing out there. Looks like
Sorry,
an
you just
airplane.
go and ride them all day long.
Is this where you melted the lead soldiers? Melted the lead to make your little soldiers?
No, that was back in town.
But it was Scott Neck you did that in. You had the molds and
It was
get some
near,
lead.
the printing
Okay.
press, paper, local paper, local
I've met
printing.
her.
It's been a long time since I was in Scotland Neck.
I'll tell you, it used to be a Esso station set right here in this
Oh,
corner.
where all the wheat trees are now.
Yeah, but we used to go to, this used to be a bridge over, a suspension bridge. Or
Yep.
Right,
All
here,
out
right here,
Roanoke River.
over the road. River.
Northampton
Oh,
County.
look at that.
We used to swim in that thing.
Is that the Roanoke
Filthy. Yeah.
It was filthy.
It's muddy.
Muddy, yeah.
Muddy filthy,
Soot.
You'd be
Or,
absolutely dirty.
not soot, but what is the sediment that they call it when the clay run off? The word has escaped me.
Rockfish. Rockfish.
I've never eaten rockfish.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, where we're riding,
Uh-huh.
this used to be wooden plank. Elevated,
yeah.
pilings
Yep.
and wooden plank bridge on this side.
Well, that's all you needed.
And it
Nobody was
was-
going more than 35 miles an hour, were they, with this?
Yep, it was made this embankment type
Uh-huh.
stuff, and the bridge that was back there, they needed to widen it. They absolutely went in there and cut it in half and put the extension in the middle and moved out the sides of the upright steel bridge on top. They slid it apart, put the extension to make the road wide.
Uh-huh.
Of course, later on they came along and reinforced concrete and everything.
Well, I'm guessing
Got rid of this overhead.
You said you fancy restaurants.
I'm guessing everybody in town came and watched every time they could.
Oh yeah, it's the only thing thing to do.
Only thing to do, yep.
Dad, you better hope that Claudine's.
These are all
It's not
farmlands that when you get the floods and everything, this all gets flooded.
I'm sure it does, unfortunately.
There's corn over there. Have y'all gotten any more corn lately?
No, I haven't bought any lately.
Well, I tell you what, I gotta go back to Walmart and get me some.
Not in the past week, anyway. That's lower land. I'm sure it floods first.
Yeah, that's no land over there. The highway's raised.
Yep.
But that's the reason you see this road elevated is because of the floods.
Sure. Has to be. Bridgers Creek Hunting Lodge.
I wonder who goes to that lodge.
Probably come from 30 miles around. Mostly it's a place to go escape your wives.
Yeah, and have
Yeah, so it's
a little
probably,
whiskey.
yep.
Yep.
What did my dad used to call it?
Play knock. Nog and knock.
Knocking and When he took my mother out, they must have too. She went
Daddy, take Daddy out
Yep,
there.
Daddy.
to. And Shine's wife, Christine.
Yep. Look at that.
Oh, they run from her.
Hey, Christine was the boss. Look at that old chimney out there. Old house is gone. That looked like it was nice, well-built chimney. It's lasted the ages. Unfortunately, you see a lot of that.
I think we've dropped off the end of the earth, haven't we?
Sure seems that
If we dropped off the
way.
end of the earth, there's Sharon's still recording, right?
I am still recording.
Be careful what we say.
Roanoke Connect is now 5.
We are in the middle of nowhere.
I love it. My kind of place. No people. The older you get, you realize people are mean.
Well, I don't think you're going to get
Gay
anything
Farm
back
Path.
here.
I think they meant happy, don't you? Kind of like Happy Girls Farm, where we live.
Ain't y'all, you moved out Ashburn,
As
living
a
in
kid,
a
I'm
which
telling you,
place?
we were dirt poor.
Well, so was everybody else.
I tell you, I was the happiest kid in the world.
My dad,
Everybody
Scott,
else was too.
Didn't get any better.
Scott, my dad was hungry.
I know.
My grandfather, you saw where they lived, they had a tennis court in the yard.
Yep. I know your grandparents hit it rich
They were well off.
because Carrie Mitchell was a perfect businessman. She invested in stocks and did all. When Coca-Cola went to cans, she got into that, and she did all sorts of
Who
wheeling.
told you that, Betty Ann?
Betty Ann and Jack mostly.
Okay. I didn't know that. See, they're older than me, so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jack is gone. I still.
All right, we're going to make a quick detour here.
Where are we going?
And I'm going to show you where the stockyards were
Where Barbara was
where
born.
Barbara was.
Okay, that's what
I didn't know it was halfway between Rich Square and Scotland.
It would
What
be.
was this?
This is,
Old gas
I
station?
don't know, nothing that I can recall.
This is what Scott wanted to say, this farmland's out
But it's nothing but a few trees standing there and fields right now.
there. No buildings.
No buildings at all.
What happened? Fill in.
People got old. Nobody wanted to live here. There wasn't anything. Oh, machines replace animals.
Yeah, they did. Which, you know, in a way is a bit of a problem now, isn't it? Because gasoline's becoming so expensive.
You'll have to go down the street in Rich Square where you belong. Excuse me, Alaska.
Alaska, but we're not going to go down lucked out the last time, and I'm
Get shot.
going down there and getting a AK-47 or AR.
Talking about Rose Street.
Right.
Yeah, that's in Lasker. I always thought it was in Red
Yes.
Square.
Lasker.
Somebody lives down there. Used to live down that street.
Lasker.
This looks like a busy part of town.
That's a neat road.
A single grave right there. Huh. Something's going on here. You're gonna have a nice picnic.
What is he stopped in the middle of the road?
Talking to some.
Talking to the person in the car broke down.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine there's this much land in the US of A that hadn't been built up, right?
There is a lot of it, especially the Dakotas, Wyoming, Montana, Utah,
Yeah.
Eastern Washington, and Oregon, Idaho. What road is this?
This is the Roxabell Road.
What is it?
Roxabell.
Roxabell.
Next little community up here.
Oh,
We're gonna go by this. See this turnoff right here? It's where we used to walk to get on the bus.
where were you living when you did that?
We lived in a great big 3-story house.
This was during World War II, right?
World War II.
This was
Where was that
Grandpa
house?
Rose wasn't
It
here.
was
He was
up in the
overseas.
woods, but this was a dirt road. It was still big. We
Schuler's
walked in
Road.
here
Schuler's
to
Road.
get on the school bus in the morning. And
Where was the school?
Rich Square, right there, right there.
Absolutely no fishing,
I'll go
no
up here and turn around
trespassing.
and hit it from the other side. But like I said, even the sign, let's put that, said something, I don't know what it said.
It said absolutely no fishing, no trespassing.
Okay.
Was it?
where
That's the
was.
stockyards.
That was the stockyards.
Where Barbara was. That's where Barbara was born.
Barbara
Now, why was she born at the stockyards?
I thought she was
Everybody's got to be born somewhere.
I mean, your mother went into labor right there and then when you were at the stockyards.
That's the story.
As far as I know.
Well, didn't you live in
You
a
can
house?
make up any story you want to go with it.
But
Wait a minute.
she was actually literally born there.
Literally born out of the country, just like I was born out in the country.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There were houses there. We all lived
One
in
house.
One house. Okay.
So that's on that property was the 3-story house was?
Yes.
I didn't realize. Okay, now I understand.
What happened to
And the
it?
stockyards were next door to it, I guess.
Yes.
So she was born in the house.
Barn was with all the animals.
No, I understand. I didn't understand. Nobody
It
ever
was out
told me
front
more of a
also.
complete picture.
There was a big 3-story house that
Where is
we
it?
all lived in.
It's gone. It's been torn
It's
down.
gone. Yeah.
There weren't there 8 families that lived together? All the men were off to war.
What was it? 4 girls. So there was just 3 families, four families there.
4 families.
My goodness. No wonder Barbara's born.
Yep.
But all that land was cleared.
Sure.
The only thing up there was a few pecan trees. And I don't even think they're there anymore.
Were the cows up there?
No,
why
well,
was
they
it
were in the
called a
barn.
stockyard?
They were in the barn.
Keep going until you see that sign up there.
Is it this?
It is. It's right here. Hold on. It's right here. This is
Yeah, it was a
it.
big 3-story house.
Beautiful
That's probably where the
trees.
house was, right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. You can see
Up in
beautiful
there.
trees right there.
And pecan trees, yeah.
Beautiful trees. I wonder
That's
who
where
owns
your
that
grandma was
property.
born,
I don't know.
Caroline.
This is all clear land. All in here. This is all new
Wasn't there
growth.
a house there?
There was.
It's gone.
It's been torn down.
It was a 3-story house. She
That's,
says.
but that's where Barbara was born.
And she was
Up
born
there.
80 years ago. No, Barbara was
81 years ago
81
in
years
September. So this is Schuler's Road where you get on the shoulders where you get on the
Yeah,
bus.
that's a farm family name. We used to live next door to Nancy Shoulders. And that's where I played football with
I never realized how close Rich Square and Scotland Neck were.
14
They're the
miles.
same place.
It seems closer than that, honestly.
It was forever when we were kids.
Well, then how far is Alaska?
Alaska's about another
20 minutes, right?
6 or 7 miles the other side of
No, it's not
where we
quite
are.
Oh,
right
close.
now.
the same place.
Oh, Alaska's much closer than I thought. I thought it was like 20 minutes from Rich Square.
Oh,
It's about 6 or
pretty
7
much the same
miles.
place.
Well, we haven't made it to Rich Square quite yet.
I know.
We're very close though. We just took a detour down this
What
side road.
about
But
Flair?
we had it made living out there at the stockyards. We had goats, horses to ride.
All the animals to play
All
with.
the animals to play with.
I mean, that's the way to go. All the animals to play with.
And us kids, what were they? 1, 2, 3
The baby. The baby.
kids, you know.
Huh?
Just turn us loose. They'd turn us loose. We'd come back in by the time we were hungry.
Hey, I have to ask you, who delivered Barbara?
The same guy delivered me,
How'd they get him?
Robert Outlet. They go to town and say she's in labor or whatnot. And he gets in his car and drives out here.
See, the only story I'd ever been told up until this moment was stockyards. That was it. I didn't realize that there was a house there and you lived next door to the stockyards. I thought you had gone to auction or something, and all of a sudden
just born,
she
right?
was in labor. And, yeah, I mean, it was
Well, we
a
lived,
very incomplete story.
we lived at the stockyards.
Yeah.
Well, you were born out in the woods.
Well, that was great to have all those animals to play with and everything. Something to do all the time, you know. Who needed video games and all that mess?
Well, they didn't. They had work to do, I guess.
Heck, we didn't even have running water. Much less video games.
Where'd you get your water? The stream back there?
Pump. Well,
Oh, you had a well?
Well,
Well, same way we got it up here in
times
Rich
have
Square.
changed. Scott, times have changed.
Well,
Alaska.
Times have not necessarily changed for the better. You know?
Yeah, look at that tree that fell over.
Rich Square to the right.
Mhm.
Church of God in Christ. I don't know what that building was right there. It was a business of some sort.
Are you sure it wasn't a church?
No. All right, back on to 258 and 561. Murfreesboro, 18. I don't even know what that is. I know
That's a
Tennessee, but
town.
Murfreesboro is a town just this
North
side.
Carolina.
The border with Virginia.
wow, 18
All right.
miles from the border here.
Here we are.
Yep, 18 miles from
Are we in Rich Square?
Well, this
I don't
was
know about
a
it.
couple hundred years ago. This was part of Virginia, wasn't it?
No. Well, I don't
This
know.
county was part of Virginia, I thought, Halifax County.
No, this is Northampton.
Northampton. I mean, Northampton was.
All right, this is the edge
There's
of
the
Rich
sign that
Square.
says Rich Square right there.
Really, it seems that the two towns are a lot closer than 14 miles to me.
Yeah. They just run into each other.
Rich Square is slightly bigger than I remember, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of church is
Hello,
that?
KME Church. We welcome you.
We still haven't gotten into Rich Square yet.
You mean there's more?
Oh yeah, well, this is
This
all.
is, now, Rich
this
Square
used to
has
be-
the town
this
that
is all
they
new
park.
stuff.
This is all new
They
stuff.
got parking in the middle of the street, don't they? They park a crazy way.
I want to see the apartment like above the street where your parents first lived when they were first married, and they're having lunch. That's where you get your lunch today, right there. It's a place like this, I think your parents lived in when they were first married, and Dee would
Here's the
come.
downtown.
Dee would come spend the night and sleep in the bed between them.
Ah,
You
really?
didn't? Yeah, you didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Carolyn was so mad with her.
At one time, after the war, we lived in a big house. It was this was nothing but pecan trees there.
There's the, that's
And
where
we
you
lived
get
in a big house that's sitting there, up in there. Rented a one bedroom.
Look at this house
Look
right
at that.
here.
See, these all stately places.
They're all, look, they
They're
just
all falling in. That's a nice house too, right there. Where's that house remember that article we read about a year ago, Rich Square? That guy had redone that house. Remember?
I don't remember that.
He had bought it and totally redone it. Wonder where it is.
is this? What are we doing down here?
Turning around.
There's a white woman over there living in that house.
So where did you live? Just on the corner up there, and that was the
I'm gonna
only
show you.
place.
No,
Only
no,
place in
we
Richmond.
lived all over town.
You moved a lot.
Around the apartments, little one-bedroom things, all over town. But right here is where the house used to be.
In that empty lot.
Yep, right there, that empty lot. Wait a minute. I might be one lot off. Right here.
I think right there. Yeah.
Right here. Right here is the lot.
Next to this
So
house.
see where your walkway going up to
Yep.
the front of the house? Right?
Yep, sure do.
That's where that
Yeah.
little frame house was. We lived
What
in
happened
here.
to it?
Burned down.
Oops.
And then this house right here was a big stately house. You see that front yard? That's
Yep.
where we were playing football with the girls in that front yard. 2 girls, 2 guys against each other. That's where I got my tooth kicked out. And then here was a 3-story house with back up, not pecan trees in there
They're all gone.
around it. They're all gone. And we rented an upstairs apartment there for a while.
We're good, by the way.
It's
For about
okay, good this
45 miles or so, I think.
Way it ought to be.
Yep.
Oh, there's Claudine's. Look, is she
Claudine's
open?
right here. Yes,
She is.
She's open. That's more than her.
Claudine's.
She's the only game in town.
These were all buddies I played ball, grew up
Nice
with,
houses.
and everything. They were absolutely beautiful houses.
Nice
Kind of
house.
house you say, boy, I want to live in that house. Same thing over here.
Yep. Well, there's a nice front porch they've
Nice
got there.
houses with nobody
And
living.
the school was right
There's the Methodist
There.
Church.
was right up there. Big brick school.
These look like kind of like upstairs apartments your parents used to might live in. And didn't they live first of all in downtown right here? In an upstairs apartment?
No, I don't remember.
Or was that Lasker that they did
I
that?
don't remember.
Single.
But right here was where that's the Esso station I worked
Quick
in
through.
my summer between my freshman and sophomore year, where they left me here to work.
Chinese restaurant.
Freshman and sophomore year of college?
Yeah, that summer, 3 months, I worked there at that Esso station.
Where'd you live?
I lived in a building that was over here, but it's not there anymore. Rooming house.
Empty lot.
Old woman had. Ran.
Well, at least you knew people in town, right?
Oh yeah.
329.
And your grandparents were here, and Uncle Zeke, and right?
We live in Alaska.
That's not far,
I
though.
lived in Alaska.
But that's not far, right?
Well, we're going there now.
Here's where
This
your
is-
granddaddy Rose was.
Yes, he was there.
Gosh, I hated that place.
Me too.
I really hated it.
Awful.
I
Did
just
this sit over here too? This part?
Yeah, this is part of it right here.
That's what I thought. I believe. I can't remember which part
he was in the first one, I think.
This is a big textile.
Textile
Zippers,
mill.
they made zippers there.
Public Transportation Authority.
There's the Dollar Tree and the Family Dollar, both.
Richland Apartments.
2 places right there. Only game in town.
Truck and trailer parts. So now we're headed to Lasker.
No, we're headed to the grave. Which was
All right,
there.
good.
Well, I thought that's where the grades were.
Well, they're in different grave sites.
Oh,
Different family members, different grave sites.
yeah, I remember where his grandparents were buried practically behind where they used to live. But those things are wrong.
Bunch of Cadillacs for sale. Look like they've been sitting there for sale for 30 years.
I expect so. I mean, expect the next 30 years to be set there.
I didn't run by it.
Not that I know. I think we would have noticed, don't
Two
you?
ways out of town,
I remember the
but there
funeral.
it is.
I remember his funeral.
You missed the drive. Here's one other one.
Cedar Lawn, is that it?
Look, it's right next door to the cornfield.
Yep. Y'all used to. They used to live over right near here too.
Well,
No.
no, this is
This
not
is the
Alaska. They
this
live
is
in
the
Alaska.
Rich Square.
Everybody can have
cemetery.
some water. I've got some water for everybody.
I thought they were in the first part. There it is, right there,
Right here,
Rose.
right here.
I see Rose.
There it
That's
is.
it.
Herbert
have any-
Rose and Carolyn Rose.
Do you have any other relatives in the cemetery?
All right, now I'm gonna tell you, when you get out, be careful because there's a drop off. Let me pull up a little bit.
Drop off?
Because of rain.
Yeah, it's unlevel surface and everything.
It's a rain groove.
Right, I'm gonna get a glass of water.
I don't know if we have any other relatives here besides those two or not, do we?
No, that's it.
Why did he want to be buried here? Oh, 1920, 1984, 1917, 88. Hard to read there. Should have brought something to clean it off with.